Welcome to Souped Up Recipes. Today, we're making beef balls. Meatballs are very popular around the world, and China is no different. We put it in hot pot, eat it with noodles, barbecue it, even eat it as dim sum, and it's really easy to make. So, let's get started. A very important thing about making your beef balls is that you need to keep it cold when you grind it. Why? Because when you turn on the food processor, the heat comes from the machine will change the freshness of the beef. To prevent that, we're going to put this in the freezer for 30 minutes. While we wait, let's put all the seasoning together. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1.5 teaspoon of salt or to taste, 1 teaspoon of white pepper, 1 tablespoon of ground garlic, 1 teaspoon of chicken powder. It is like a flavored chicken stock powder. It is an optional ingredient, but it does give the beef balls more flavor. 1 tablespoon of Chinese cooking wine. Chaoshan wine will work fine too. Just give that a mix. We are also going to put this in the freezer for 10 minutes. Just want to lower the temperature. We don't want to freeze it. Take the beef and the sauce out. Let's check the beef. It is cold, but it's not completely freezed. That is what we need. Put it in the food processor. It's so tiny. And put the seasoning into the food processor as well. Blend that together for about 6 minutes. If you see the mixture is a little dry, that means it probably needs a splash of water. By the way, you need to buy lean beef for this recipe because lean beef contains more protein, which creates that bouncy texture. Turns out my food processor is too small, so I have to take out some and do it in batches. Make sure you get a big one. Okay. I think that's enough. Okay. Let's keep grinding it. Transfer that into a large bowl. Take a look. This is what you're looking for. It's really soft and sticky. And you can see those little fibers. Before we start rolling the beef, I like to add half cup of minced mushroom. Why? Because I'm a mushroom lover. If you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to put it in. Combine the mushroom and the meat well, then start rolling it into balls. Wet your hand first so it's less sticky. Grab some meat. Squeeze it into balls and scoop it out with your tablespoon. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry. Just take about 1.5 tablespoons of meat and roll it into balls. Once you finish them all, get a pot of water. Bring this to a simmer, not boiling. The temperature should be about 170 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. There should be small bubbles coming out. Not sure if you can see from the camera though. On the side here, have some ice water ready. Just add in the beef balls one by one. Keep simmering the water like that. About 3 minutes later, all the beef balls will change color and float to the top. Now, turn the heat to medium and bring this to a boil. The whole process is to make sure your beef balls cook evenly. With this technique, the texture will come out better. You can see it's boiling now. Take them out quickly. Put them into the ice water to stop the cooking process immediately. After doing this, the beef balls will turn out a little bouncy. Once your beef balls are completely cooled, down, you can do whatever you want to it. But please understand that you cannot eat it like this because it is not fully cooked. You can make lots at one time. Just put them in a bag and freeze it. It will last a month. This is actually how the meatballs are sold in China, frozen. If you follow my technique and freeze the beef balls correctly, trust me, even after a month, it will still taste like fresh meatballs. This is so incredible, so amazing. Like I said in the beginning, there's so many things you can do. I usually eat it with noodles, a little bit of seaweed, 1 cup of beef stock, half teaspoon of chicken powder, some black pepper and salt to taste. Boil the beef balls and the noodles, adding into the soup. Serve it with some fried garlic, spring onion, carrot, and hot chili oil. Awesome! This is a traditional way to eat it. In the future, I'll share a hot pot recipe and I'll be using these lovely meatballs. So make a bunch and save some. Check the description for all the ingredient amounts and the steps. If you like my video, subscribe to me and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I want to see you next time. I have video every Wednesday and Friday.